Hello, I'm confused, and welcome to my channel. So, there's been a lot of questions about who's gonna play who now that the DCU is getting rebooted with new CEO, James Gunn, as we already have our new Superman and Lois.
Lois, have you seen my fake beard? Oh crap, I'm stuck in the stairs.
And that's pretty much it for now. I mean, other than the Peacemaker actors and even James Gunn confirming that Margot Robbie will still be on as Harley Quinn, we don't have much as to who's going to be playing who and what are some of the actors from the old DCEU that are going to be coming over into the new. And recently, Gal Gadot, who was Wonder Woman in the original DCEU, came out and said that, hey, Wonder Woman 3 is actually still in development. I've been talking with Peter Safran and James Gunn about it, and obviously it's going to kind of be not necessarily your typical third movie in a trilogy because, well, it's supposed to basically be like a soft reboot. And we were all getting excited because I did like Gadot as Wonder Woman, as did many people who really started to, I guess, latch onto her after she got her solo film, which did very well, might I add, one of the wins for DC at that time. But apparently, that's all bullshit, as a new recent article has come out and said that there is no new Wonder Woman movie in the works with Gal Gadot, and that the only thing involving Wonder Woman that is in development is an animated show based off of the all-woman planet of Themyscira. So my only question is, why did Gal Gadot say this?
Why would you say that?
Because I feel like, you know, she's off doing other things. She's playing Cleopatra and supposedly is also going to be in a live-action Snow White adaptation, so she's still doing pretty good for herself. So it's not like she had to come up with this lie that she's still playing Wonder Woman. I mean, come on.
You lying-ass bitch.
Like, what does she get out of that? Like, lying to the fans just doesn't seem like the right thing to do. Or is it the other way around? Are we being lied to and Gal Gadot is telling the truth? It's just maybe since it's not super in development yet, they're kind of keeping quiet about it. To be honest with you, I don't know, and this whole debacle is going to go on until the DCU actually officially starts, which apparently it's officially starting with Blue Beetle this upcoming week. However, the official start won't be until 2025 when Superman Legacy, directed by James Gunn, will come out in theaters. And then you'll have the shows that release that are animated and live action that'll also come together in the universe. And by that time, we should know who's playing who, and that'll be that. We won't have any questions anymore.
Please don't ask me any retarded questions.
What did he say?
So I think what needs to go on here is the old DCEU fans have to let go. It's not coming back. No, Snyder is not selling his catalog to Netflix so he can do his Snyderverse. It is not happening. Sometimes stuff like this happens. I can tell you, if the MCU failed after, say, 5 or 6 movies, Marvel probably wouldn't have been afraid to pull the plug and try something different, and to be honest with you, DC needed a change a long time ago. It's just, it had a stubborn CEO that wouldn't do it, and of course, James Gunn, you can't really blame him for kind of rebooting the whole entire universe because you're giving him characters who haven't necessarily done well in that universe, a universe that isn't being received well, with stories that he doesn't necessarily want to follow, or maybe that's just not how he wants things done. So why would he commit himself to a universe that has already failed itself when he can create a whole new one and give some redemption to DC right now, considering other than a few movies here and there, Marvel's not doing what it used to do, which was release great movies every single time. I mean, since Avengers Endgame, let's see, a lot of people say, oh, this movie, but let's be honest, since Avengers Endgame, Marvel's only great movies that they've had were Spider-Man No Way Home, Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, and I guess Moon Knight as a show was pretty cool, but everything else just kind of been meh. And Loki too. I gotta shout out Loki, the series. That series is pretty cool as well. So if you're DC, this is your time to fix things. And like I said, the only way James Gunn can do that is to reboot the whole thing and start over. Because at this point, I think comic book fans just want something fresh. The MCU has wore out its welcome and is afraid to start over again. James Gunn, knowing that the DCEU has worn out its welcome, said, we need to start fresh. We need to turn over. It's like a sports team. You know, when they're winning and doing fine, you know, they're just going to keep pumping out and doing the same thing. But come time when they're losing and need a different direction, there are some teams that will just hold on way too long because we used to win with these guys when they're not what they used to be anymore. And then there's some teams that will go and just trade it all away. They will give it to somebody else, or they will let those players go, and they will completely start new with completely new guys. And yeah, to fan bases, that could be demoralizing, and it could lead to a lot of losing for a couple of years. But at the same point in time, when you have a plan and know the plan, you can be a little bit more patient with it. And I think with DC fans, we have to realize that DC is rebuilding. Currently, Marvel is like the New York Yankees. They're stuck in the past, this high payroll that they did nothing with in the offseason. Now they're stuck with a bunch of old players that can't hit anymore. Whereas DC is like the New York Mets. High expectations heading into this year, didn't live up to it, not having a great year. So instead of just continuing to hold on, be like, no, we can win with these guys, we've done it before, they pulled the plug and said, we need a new, fresh start. It may take a couple of years, but this is how we're going to start to do it. And again, that is the perfect thing for DC to do, where Marvel is just kind of wallowing in its failures and not realizing that you're kind of stale at this point. Like, you're not as interesting as you used to be.
Boring!
So, yeah, this whole Gal Gadot thing, I don't want to sit here and say she's lying. I really, truly don't know. Maybe there was some talk and it just kind of fell through, and maybe that's what she was saying. But to kind of put that out there and get the fans' hopes up, it's almost like at the end of Black Adam, the end credits scene where Henry Cavill comes back as Superman, and we're thinking, yes, we got our Superman back, only for James Gunn to go, sorry, but I'm starting a new universe, Henry Cavill's not going to be Superman, and now they got this guy to be Superman.
Oh no, he's hot!
So just take what you read with a grain of salt, and until the DCU starts to get more involved and we have more of an idea of things and we see where it's going to go, we just need to be patient and wait it out, because in the end, this is going to take a couple of years to get off the ground for James Gunn and company. This isn't something that's going to happen overnight, and he's already given us some of his plan for the shows and the movies that he wants to release within the upcoming 10 years from 2025 to 2035. So that's basically it for me. Stay safe out there, and until then, I will catch you all in the next one.
Hey there, Wonder Woman. Flying your invisible plane, I see.
Boy, this is awkward. I'm actually in the lavatory of the invisible plane.
Oh, you mean right now you're...
Yeah.
So I couldn't help but notice you didn't wash your hands in the invisible sink.